Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Chem Insider. So in the previous videos we have discussed about nomenclature and classification of alcohols, phenols and ethers. So in today's video we are going to discuss about the structure of alcohol, phenol and ether, and later we'll discuss about certain preparation process of alcohols. Okay, so for structure of ethers, instead of directly jumping into the alcohol, phenol and ether structures, first we'll just let us know certain things about the oxygen molecule bonding with hydrogen atoms. See, if we consider water molecule, it is of this form, that is a bent V shape, inverted V shape, where the bond angle between oxygen and hydrogen bonds, oxygen hydrogen bonds, is found to be 120 degree. Okay, in case of water, that is because of presence of two lone pair of electrons on oxygen, and they exhibit certain amount of repulsion between themselves, which makes those bonds to tilt towards the downwards. Okay, since we found this 120 degree in case of water molecule, we might expect the bond angle of alcohols, phenols and ethers around this range itself. So when you draw or when you construct the structure of alcohols, phenols and ether, let us take a basic examples for that. Let us say, for better example of alcohol, let us consider methanol. And let us take phenol. And the one more example for ether will be methoxymethane. So if we consider three basic alcohol, phenol and ether compounds, so we are supposed to obtain the bond angle of oxygen hydrogen bond and oxygen carbon bond almost similar to its water molecule bond angle. But what we observe over here is, since there is a presence of lone pair of electrons on oxygen atom, since there is lone pair of electrons are found to be present on the oxygen atom, so they exhibit certain different kind of repulsion between themselves and with the bond pair electrons. Okay, so if you consider the structure of alcohol, oxygen atom now, so it clearly contains two lone pair electrons and two bond pair electrons. So now for the repulsion which was observed in case of water molecule, if you write down the structure of water molecule here, so these two groups when compared to these three are quite different, that is quite smaller, right? So what we observe here is, these elements may also observe certain repulsion, that is methane group might result some repulsion with hydrogen, and further methane group might also observe some kind of repulsion with the lone pair of electrons. So what happens here is, the repulsion of these two is quite comparatively less when compared to the repulsion of methane group and the lone pair of electron. So therefore the bond angle of oxygen hydrogen and oxygen carbon bond, the bond angle of oxygen hydrogen and oxygen carbon in case of methanol is found to be 108 degree. Okay, instead of 120 degree, it is found to have 108 degree, and further it forms a tetrahedral geometry because of the two lone pair of electron. They try to obtain a tetrahedral geometry because of the presence of two lone pair of electrons. If you consider these two hadrons which is split in this way, this is because of the presence of bulky group on the left hand side, this will be moved little closer, okay, which results in decrease in the bond angle from 120 to 108 degree. Okay, and in case of phenol, what we observe is, we might experience more amount of repulsion between the lone pair of electrons and phenol ring, right? We can observe certain repulsion between lone pair of electrons and the phenol ring, and further, since we have one more hydrogen over here, since we have hydrogen present on the ortho position of the phenol group, they may also experience a repulsion by two hydrogen atoms. Okay, so instead of expecting a decrease in the bond angle below 108, what we observe is, we observe a bond angle of 109 degree. We observe bond angle of 109 degree. That is because the repulsion of carbon hydrogen in this case is slightly less when compared to repulsion of hydrogen in this case. Okay, so there is two directional opposition or repulsion which we observe. So therefore, instead of completely going down on the same side of the bond angle, we might experience the repulsion there. Therefore, the bond will be slightly opened up. Therefore, instead of less than 108 bond angle, we observe slightly increase in the bond angle. Okay. Now, in this case of the methoxymethane, what we observe is the two bulky groups will exhibit more amount of repulsion. Okay. In these two cases, it was just hydrogen on the other side, but in this case, there is two carbon atoms with the bulky hydrogen groups present in it. So therefore, the bond angle increases when compared to the other two, and this is for about 111 degree. The bond angle of ether's carbon oxygen bond is 111 degree. Okay, so the bond angle is less for methanol, which is less than when compared to phenol, and which is less than when compared to methoxymethane. Okay, so this is about the structure of methanol, phenol and methoxymethane. So now let us discuss about certain preparations for alcohols. So in this video we will just discuss about preparations of alcohol. In the next video we will discuss about the preparation of phenols. First, preparation of alcohol. So alcohols are those compounds which are quite commonly used in most of the organic or inorganic reactions. So what happens here is, since alcohols have to be reacted with most of the substances, they can be prepared with simple agents. Like for example, they can be prepared by hydrocarbons, especially alkenes. So first one, using alkene, that is from alkene. So alcohols can be prepared from alkenes. There are two types of methods to prepare alcohols from alkenes. One which follows Markovnikov rule, and the other which follows anti-Markovnikov rule. First, we'll discuss about one which follows the Markovnikov rule, that is acid hydrolysis. The first process is acid hydrolysis of alkene to form or to prepare alcohols. So what we do in this particular reaction is, we treat alkene with water in presence of hydrogenated sulfuric acid. We treat alkene with water in presence of hydrogen acids, where we convert those alkenes to alcohols. This particular addition reaction follows Markovnikov rule. That is, the OH group should attach to that carbon atom, or you can say that the hydrogen atom should attach to that carbon atom involved in double bond, and it should have higher number of hydrogen atoms. Like if you consider carbon-carbon double bond. So now just basic start with the symmetrical alkene. Let us consider symmetrical alkene, for example, like this for a general reaction. So carbon with two double bonds, carbon with a double bond, and treating them with water molecule in presence of H plus ions. Remember, this reaction is a reversible reaction because it involves the addition of hydrogen and oxygen to vicinal carbon atoms. They might get liberated to form, dehydrolyzed to form alkenes again. Okay, so therefore this is a reversible reaction. So this gives us H OH. So in this case I am directly writing down H and OH. It doesn't depend upon Markovnikov or anti-Markovnikov because it is the simply and general reaction. If we have to consider for an example, let us say CH3 CH double bond CH2 with H2O in presence of H plus ions. So this reaction gives us CH3 CHOH and CH3. So this is what we say, it following a Markovnikov rule. A Markovnikov rule is where the OH group of the water molecule being attached to the carbon involved in a double bond and has less number of hydrogen atom. You can also state it as the addition of hydrogen takes place to that carbon atom involved in double bond and has more number of hydrogen atoms. Okay, both are the same. So this is how the acid hydrolysis forms to give us a alcohol compound. Okay, so now what important over here is, in particular of your syllabus, the mechanism of this reaction is very important. This reaction takes place in 3 steps. In the first step, we prepare a carbocation, then we attract this, treat this carbocation with a nucleophile, and later we deprotonate the nucleophile attacked carbocation compound. So let us start with the first step, step 1. In the step 1, what we do is, first we need to add hydrogen to water molecule to form protonated water, that is H2O on adding with H plus. So the lone pair of electrons on oxygen attacks the proton to form H3O plus, such as like this, O, H, H. Since oxygen has one extra bond, it is said to be having a positive charge over there. Okay. Next is, we treat this C double bond C, that is our alkene, with the protonated water H, H and H, which is having a positive charge. So the alkane which is present over here, the double bond attacks the proton of the protonated water, which goes on to the O plus ions. So therefore the plus and the minus, because of the breaking of the bond, results in neutral water molecule, which gives us H over here and a carbocation with a plus charge. Okay, since we have lost a bond over here, since we have broken this bond, this carbon gets a negative charge, this carbon gets a positive charge. The negative charged carbon attacks the hydrogen, this bond will be broken, oxygen will gain a negative charge. Since it already has a positive charge, positive and negative get cancelled to form H2O. Okay, so this is the first step. Now for the step 2. In step 2, what we observe is, the carbocation will be attacked by nucleophilic lone pair of electrons present on the water molecule. In step 2, the carbocation will be attacked by the lone pair of electrons present on oxygen. The lone pair of electrons which is present on oxygen attacks the carbocation. So this lone pair of electron will be attacking the carbocation. So that gives us O, H, H, and further this has a plus charge now, because oxygen is carrying a 3 bond. Okay, so now further this hydrogens will be similar. So this is how what we get. This compound is called the intermediate. So this is the intermediate. So next what we do is, we remove hydrogen atom from the intermediate complex, that is in the step 3, that is deprotonation. In the deprotonation step, what we do is, we treat that oxygen with a plus charge with one more molecule of water. We treat it with one more molecule of water. So what happens over here is, the lone pair of electrons present on the next two water molecules of oxygen attacks the proton. It attacks the proton and it takes away the hydrogen, forming H3O plus. H3O plus, giving us alcohol, that is, we had a hydrogen here, and COH. Okay, so this is how we prepare alcohol from acid hydrolysis of alkene. So what happens here is, when you treat water molecule in presence of hydrogen acids to alkene, we get a hydrogenated water or protonated water, which will be attacked by the carbon-carbon double bond, resulting in the formation of carbocation. This carbocation will be later attacked by the lone pair of electrons present in the oxygen molecules of water, giving an intermediate from which we are going to remove an hydrogen, that is nothing but the deprotonation process, by treating them with one more molecule of water. So thus we prepare alcohol. So this is about the preparation of alcohol from alkene in the first method, that is acid hydrolysis method. If you observe this carefully, we are clearly preparing alcohol of following Markovnikov rule, that is secondary alcohol. What if we have to prepare primary alcohol, that is in case of following an that is where we following anti-Markovnikov rule of addition. So if you have to prepare alcohol following an anti-Markovnikov rule, the process which we use is hydroboration. That is the second process of preparation, that is hydrolysis by hydroboration. In hydroboration process, what we do is we treat asymmetrical alkene with diborane. So diboranes are nothing but BH3 twice molecule. In general, they are also called as B2H6 in presence of H2O2. When we treat diboranes with alkenes in presence of hydrogen peroxide, we prepare alcohols which follows anti-Markovnikov rule. So for that, let us consider an example. CH3, CH double bond CH2. On treating them with BH3 twice. Okay, so what happens here is, if you just consider this compound as 2 BH3 molecule, like this. So here we are going to break down one BH3 molecule completely. So what happens here is, instead of taking complete BH3, we'll just consider B and H with the rest BH2 on the other side. Okay, BH3 now split into H, BH2. So here what happens is, once the bond of carbon, hydrogen and boron breaks down, it gets bonded with carbon and the other carbon in the anti-Markovnikov rule addition. That is, boron will be forming a bond with carbon involved in double bond, and it is attached to more number of hydrogen atom. So in this, what happens is, this particular double bond will be broken down. So that gives us CH3, CH, H, CH2, BH2. Okay, so this is the compound which you get when you treat diborane with alkenes such as propene. Further, since there is more number of alkenes present, boron will try to lose as much of hydrogens present in it. So therefore, this on further treating with one more molecule of propene, CH3, CH double bond CH2, gives us CH3, CH2, CH2 twice BH. Okay, instead of taking one molecule, we are considering two because we are replacing two hydrogens. CH3, CH3, CH2, CH2B. Since we have added one more, we will twice it up by CH3, CH2, CH2 twice BH. Since it has one more hydrogen, we can treat one more propene to it, CH3, CH double bond CH2. So once you add that, we get CH3, CH2, CH2 thrice B. So this is the compound which we obtain when we treat propane with diborane. Once this is formed, now we'll add H2O2, that is hydrogen peroxide, in presence of H plus ions. When you add hydrogen peroxide to the complete compound, what happens is, the bond between carbon and boron breaks down to form three molecules of propanol, CH3, CH2, CH2, OH, along with BH3 molecule. Okay, so this is how the reaction takes place. The OH molecules of each of the compound will be reacting with forming a OH molecules with three phenols and left over with the additional boron compound. So this is about the preparation of alcohol which follows anti-Markovnikov rule, that is hydrolysis using hydroboration. Okay, where we treat our propene with diborane, which forms a multiple series of products until unless it has lost all of its hydrogen content in the boron atom. Once it is done, we treat them with H2O2, where the boron molecule will be break down bonding with the OH molecule. So therefore we get three molecules of propanol. Okay, so this is about the preparation of alcohols using hydroboranes. So next we will discuss about preparation of alcohols from carbonyl compounds. The two processes which we discussed are preparation of alcohols from alkene. Now is the second method, that is preparation of alcohols from carbonyl compounds. Now we have prepared alcohol from alkenes. Next we will be preparing alcohols from carbonyl compounds. That is the second one, preparation from carbonyl compound. So carbonyl compounds are nothing but hydrocarbons which has carbon and oxygen double bond in it. So if a compound has carbon and oxygen double bond present in it, then those hydrocarbons are called carbonyl compounds. Example, aldehydes which has C double bond O, H and an R group. Ketones which have C double bond O, R, R prime group. And carboxylic acid which has R, C double bond O, OH groups. These are carbonyl compounds. So now first we'll treat with, especially carbonyl compounds are not considered to be carboxylic acids, but now just consider about the aldehyde and ketone used for the preparation of alcohols. That is, since we have carbon oxygen double bond, it has to be get converted to respective alcohol, that is nothing but CHOH. That is, we have to add hydrogen on both oxygen and carbon. That is nothing but hydration process. When you add hydrogen, we call it as hydration process, that is reducing process. That is, when you treat aldehydes or ketones, with reducing agents such as lithium aluminum hydride or sodium borohydride NaBH4, or you can also use palladium in presence of hydrogen, that is catalytic hydrogenation reduction process. We prepare respective primary alcohol which is obtained by aldehydes and secondary alcohol which can be obtained by ketones. Okay, when you treat aldehydes with reducing agents such as lithium aluminum hydride, sodium borohydride or catalytic hydrogenation process, we prepare primary alcohol. And if you treat ketone with lithium aluminum hydride or sodium borohydride or a palladium with hydrogen as a catalytic hydrogenation, we prepare secondary alcohol. So let us go for the examples. Let us say CH3, C double bond O, H. So this is an aldehyde group, or this is named as ethanol. So when you treat ethanol, that is ethanol with catalytic hydrogenation, it has H2PD. What happens is, this carbon atom gains one hydrogen and oxygen atom gains one hydrogen to form CH3, CH2. We are adding one hydrogen, there is already one hydrogen present, it gives OH. Okay, so this compound is called alcoholic form of ethanol. So this is how we prepare alcohol from aldehyde. Remember, aldehydes always give primary alcohol. Next, for the example for ketone, if you consider CH3, C double bond O, CH3. This is propanone. When treated with NaBH4, or you can also use H2PD, doesn't matter. What happens here is we get CH3, CHOH, CH3. So this is 2-propanol. This is 2-propanol. So when you treat aldehydes with catalytic hydrogenation, we prepare primary alcohol. When you treat a secondary ketones with reducing agents, we prepare 2-propanol. Okay, so this is about the preparation of aldehydes, alcohols and phenols from aldehydes. Next, we'll discuss about preparation of alcohols from carboxylic acids in the next class, because since this topic is a very big one, we'll convert them into 2 videos. Since we have 2 or more extra preparations, we'll do it in the next video. So up till now we have discussed about preparation of alcohols from alkenes and preparation of alcohols from carbonyl compounds, especially with aldehydes and ketones. In the next video, we'll discuss about preparation of alcohols from carboxylic acids and then with Grignard reagents, and then we'll discuss about some physical and chemical properties, and therefore we'll later go on to the preparation of phenols and etc. Okay, so if you have understood this topic, please do subscribe to my channel and share this video among your friends, and if you have any doubt, please do comment down below. Thank you for watching.